Okay. Hello, Slayer Joe. How are you? I hope you're having a beautiful day. Hello, Lolo. How are you? Come on in. I'm wearing a crown. We're gonna do this in style today, if anything else. I don't have too long today. I have about an hour just because I have other things I need to attend to, but let's see what messages we can get out in an hour. I'm glad your kitty made it through. Thank you for letting me know. All right. Hello. You've got to let me know. This is going to be good. Okay, I do see on the bottom tower, so this is heavy Scorpio energy. It feels like something came down that was surprising, so. Yep. Okay. I know it left you feeling shaken. The sun will shine again. Like, you guys will feel safety again. Because I know how terrifying it is to have someone invade your boundaries like that. Okay? I promise you guys will feel safe again. Please consider, do you have cameras up? Or please tell me you guys are armed and know how to protect yourself. Because, yeah. All right, hello, it's Larry Joe, Siren Song Lover. We're doing collective energy reads. Come on in. If you like my vibe, please consider reading with me. Yeah. Hey, Larry, how are you? 8 of Swords. We have 9 of Wands and 2 of Wands in reverse. So you're still not getting into stabilizing your passions, your foundations, because you're still carrying other people's stuff. Okay? Like, mentally, we're still carrying other people's baggages. So 8 of Swords is asking us, please get out of your head. Please stop fighting other people's fights. Like, if they wanted to, they would. This is a collective read, babe. So you have to listen for what fits for you. If it fits, it sits. If it does not apply, let it fly. Okay? On the bottom, we have Devil. So, Crystal, we're doing collective reads. What the Devil is saying is we have to get to the point where we can navigate life without these people within our lives. Because what happens is we get stuck in these agreements, like waiting for our ex to give us money, and they have us kind of right where they want us. So it's finally saying, you know what, whether he comes through or not, a way will be made. And that is something that I've really been hearing within my own life and with other people right now, is a way is going to be made. It just may not look like the way you thought it was going to be. Please let me know if this is resonating. And please, guys, if you're wanting messages, please smash the like button, share it, comment, because that's how it's a channel, right? So if you want answers but you're not doing anything, like, it's not going to be a clear channel because we don't have that connection. So liking the live, sharing, commenting when it resonates. Hermit, I love it because it was under the Devil and I kind of shuffled it back in. Hermit is saying we have to go within before we go without. Okay, so let's say that again. Hermit is saying go within yourself so that you don't go without the things that you need. Okay? Crystal, where I speak from, like, to come through, he never did. He could never be bothered. So I don't want you to, like, put everything on him doing the right thing for you and your children, when in all actuality he could use it as like a chip to put you in binds, because that's what mine did. Like, mine intentionally put me in a financial bind. And it was like, no. So that's also saying that when we outgrow, when we realize we're the light, we're the whole freaking source, we are the creator, so we can do this, we can pull it out of the mud. But going within to see your light. All right, 2 of Swords. There is something, a stalemate energy that you have to kind of get clear about it and say, no. And hey, Abby Dabby, baby girl, I've been thinking about you guys. It's been crazy. I was doing a lot of heavy, crazy energy work for the collective today. So please make sure you're breathing, drinking water, resting, meditating, because it's about to get heavy. We just settled all our lawsuits. So fuck you, Debbie. Okay, so as we channel Eminem, Two of Wands, we're trying to get our passion back. We're trying to start building that foundation again. Yeah, I heard, baby. I am so sorry. Like, I know when I moved out here, like, one of the first things I did when I moved out here, I already had a pew-pew, but I went and got a heftier pew-pew, and I took a class on how to use it. So that was, you know, as we start creating our own sovereignty, as we are living on our own, especially as women, it's like we need to be learning how to protect ourselves and making sure that that's in place, okay? I would say, like, guys in dating right now, good. I'm happy, good. And that's something that I taught my daughters how to do, was to shoot. And it's funny because one of them's in ROTC now, and she was getting really good marks. And they were like, hey, you're kind of good at this. And she's like, you know, top from the best. Two of Wands. We're getting our passions back, okay? It involves, though, getting ourselves right. All right? So we find our spark eventually. And Crystal, here's what I said. I have better mental mind frame living away from my ex than I did ever. And I live in a scary part of town. So it was one of those, I didn't know how it was all going to work, but a way was made for me. And every time I think it's like the end, or, you know, it's not going to get better, something always shifts and it's better. So it's when yes, mine too. And they do the worst of freaking things. I have so many scars, including the tattoos, to cover or to show all of the damage that's been done to me. Like, all of my ink is story of my life, but so much of it is where I was in control of a narcissist, because it started with my mother and my father and my whole entire family. And then I married, you know, and it was like my last ex was the Grand Mall, or the Grand Dragon, of my mother, my father, and my two exes that were major before him. I was like, I don't know how I married, like, the ultimate level devil with that one and stayed with him for almost 16 years. Yet here we are. So they do make you crazy. It literally alters your brain chemistry. When people say, what's wrong with you? No, being in that toxic relationship literally alters your brain chemistry. And people think you're crazy. You're not freaking crazy. I promise. And when you start getting away, because I have on my post pinned, I believe, where it shows before and after pictures, like before I left my ex and now, because I've lost 90 pounds, like my face relaxed. I'm not all puffy and inflamed. My stomach's relaxed. My depression's under control. My anxiety. I mean, yes, I still have depression and anxiety, and they're more like moments versus long period. I mean, I had decades of depression from my family, from my ex, and it was CPTSD, because we put a blanket over it or a scar over it so that we can get through it. But then when you start realizing, you start taking off those layers, and you're like, I'm this beautiful creature underneath all of this trauma that I've packed on top of my body. So healing does come, babe. You just have to go no contact, like brutal no contact. But we can talk about that. Okay, 5 of Pentacles. You have been left out financially in the cold. This is that feeling of Beauty and the Beast, that rose shedding its petals. You've been left out in the cold. You're going to get there, okay, babes? Again, I love it. My hummingbird just came up to the window. She's been stalking me all week. Okay, 2 of Swords on the bottom. So making that final decision. Saying, you know what? No more. We can't do this. We're done. All right? Let's see. Death. Yes. So deep Scorpio energy, which is how we started the reading, was with the Tower. So now we do death. That's the other side of Scorpio. This is saying it has got to go for new cycles to open. So it's getting away from it, healing from it, and realizing, like, no, there is life after that. I don't know if you guys just saw it fly out. 2 of Cups, King of Pentacles. Yes, after we say goodbye to this, right? 5 of Pentacles, we say death. We bring in 2 of Cups. That's union, that's happiness. King of Pentacles, he is we'll just say that's confirmation birth. If you know anything about King of Pentacles, like, that's Taurus, Capricorn, Virgo. They're like the boss. They have the money. They are very stable. They're grounded. So once you say goodbye to all of that, all the tears, all the heartache, all the lack, like that being left out, because that's what they do, especially like narcissists intentionally try to keep you in that confusion, in that lack. Once you finally stand up and say, no, this ends today. This is no more. You bring in your happiness, your wish fulfillment, and like I say, that boss daddy energy, like you're going to be taken care of. And this could actually be you. You could be that King of Pentacles. You could be that solid, stable, grounded boss daddy. Yeah, so once you start, like, then you can bring in this. I always tell people, I'm like, you can't, like, you have to let go of the old prick. Like, think of a cactus. You have to let go of the old prick to get the new D. You can't accept new things if your arms are wrapped around something that's causing you pain and hurting you. Okay, babes? So in order to do that, and I always love to say it, like, even when we're hugging ourselves, like, when we finally feel comfortable and safe enough to let go of ourselves, then we have our own arms wide open that we can actually hug and bring in the correct people that we want. Is finally letting go, though. And it's not, like, please be so freaking gentle with yourself when you come out of it. Like, when you are finally able to start healing. Because, like, I hit the bed rot, and I was always, okay, so backstory, I started working at the age of 13. I have never been able to hold still. And when I hit bed rot, I know, babes, and it's okay, because you're mourning that with what you've lost, and that's totally freaking normal. You mourn that life that you thought you had. You mourn that person that you thought that they were. You wanted to see the best in them, but you finally have to start saying, like, if the best was only 1% and the rest, the 99% was misery, why did I hold on so long? It's normal to be sad. It's normal to be angry. It's normal to feel like you've lost a part of your soul. That's all freaking normal. And what I want to say is, like, be gentle with yourself. Is that first, like, I'm 2 years out, right? Like, I've been on my own for 2 years, and the post-separation abuse is no freaking joke. They actually come after you and attack you harder when you leave. And they get their flying monkeys to do it with them. That being said, it takes a long time for your nervous system to finally feel safe. So the first reaction when you get out of high conflict, stress environment, that you don't have to walk on eggshells, that you don't have to feel like, what am I dealing with today? So those, like, the first, like I say, 6 months to a year, bed rot was a thing, and I felt guilty and horrible, but then I realized, like, no, my system is finally saying, like, you have been holding it, because, like I say, mine was 4 freaking decades, and after I left, they didn't stop. They actually, like I say, they're coming at me harder now, even 2 years after post. They're coming after me even harder. So the point of it is that your body will finally say, okay, you have gotten yourself to a safe place. You can now finally crash and rest. And you need rest. You need to heal, because your body, your mind, remember how I said, like, it causes brain damage? It literally alters the chemistry of your brain. And there's medical, like, you can watch MRIs, you can see MRIs of people that have had study, like, who have been under PTSD and severe abuse, and it literally does change their brain. That fascinates me because I used to be in medical imaging, so it's relevant to me that you can actually look at MRIs of the brain and see how it's altered you. So, baby, it's a real freaking thing. Please stick in with us, okay? It's not easy. And like I say, you're going to get so mad at yourself in so many points, and that's normal too. And a lot of this is, like, we are so angry. So forgiveness is hard because we feel like if we forgive them, we have to forgive ourselves for staying in it so long. Like, because then you'll get to the point where you're like, why did I stay so long? Or why didn't I see this? And you can't do that, babe. You have to say you didn't, like when we know better, we do better. So not being mad that you didn't know better at the time, or that you didn't know that that was abuse, or that you didn't know how bad it was, or you stayed because of, I want to say shame or guilt. Like you stayed out of honor and duty. You wanted to give the best life to them, to your kids, but you forgot to take care of you. Okay? Yeah. So don't ever be mad at yourself. Okay? Heal yourself. And I mean, you can be mad at yourself. And then next time, so here is the thing. When you come out of those relationships, you'll be able to clock the behavior a lot faster. Instead of, like, for me, it's like, it took me 40 some odd years and then 16 years. And now, like, I see the red flag and I'm like, you showed me who you were. I'm going to move out your way. Right? You'll get to a point when you get healed enough, you'll be like, and you won't want those connections, those people either. You'll be like, that there is nothing sexy about that behavior that you're exhibiting. Okay? So love you. Remember, like, you'll start finding little pieces of you and remembering what you loved, and then start rebuilding your identity. Yeah. It's experience, babe. Like, this is all experience. This is why I also recommend with people booking one-on-ones with me, because I'm like, we do profound, huge work through all of it, because that disease, and it is a disease, it's a disorder, let's put it that way. So like cluster Bs, we end up having like good codependent relationships, and like CPD, NPD, CPTSD, NPD, BPD, they're all born of trauma. We were all damaged before we ever reached school age. It's just NPD went one way, and BPD, disassociate, whatever, goes the other way. So we were all born of trauma, and it's learning like, hey, I understand you're a broken kid, yet I don't have to participate with you, and I get to move in a different direction. I don't have to keep entertaining people that only take from me. Hey, Gabby girl. Okay, so I'm feeling spicy today. If you can't tell, I'm like, we're going to get out the red dress. If they're going to call me a devil, I might as well be a devil in a red dress today with the crown. So let's go, babes. Hello. I know I was sick. I've been working really hard this week. I know I was sicker than a dog yesterday, but today is pop up like a daisy. Yeah. This is what empowerment looks like. It looks like having a really hard time and still getting up and doing what makes us happy, because I love velvet. And this is also, if you have, like, if you're going out in situations that you know are distressing to you. So like to me, I know I've got a situation for me that's going to be distressing in about an hour or two. So it's like, how do I dress in things that make me feel happy? So like, I love velvet because if you are mentally spiraling, if you have something soft you can touch, instead of spiraling about a negative thing, you can be like, okay, I'm going to recenter myself. I'm going to touch clothing, or I'm going to touch a stimuli. It works also like if you catch yourself and you're disassociating in like ice or something like pickles. It's that contrast to bring you back out of that spiral. So let's talk about that. Stimming is beneficial for our healing, because if we catch ourselves disassociating, you can bring yourself back, like I say, with like comfier, soft clothing, gentle clothing. You can do it with hot and cold. So, okay, guys. So before you spiral, let's see what else. Okay. 6 of Pentacles and the Devil. This is Capricorn energy. It's those addictions, right? And it's around our finances. We're trying to get our finances balanced. And it's that, got it. I'm not going to be on for very long either. I've got duties to do. But I was like, you know what? I'm going to carpe diem, seize the moment. I wasn't feeling like putting on the dress or getting on, but I decided to. So, you know, here you go, guys. 6 of Pentacles, the Devil. Yes, your finances have been caught up in patternings of addictions. And I actually heard somebody say in a read that I was listening. Thank you. I have 3. This was actually my ex-boyfriend wore this to the Renaissance Festival last year. And they thought he was a princess. And he was wearing earrings that made him look like a princess. And I was like, oh, well, that was a weird sitch. But, you know. Thank you for the heart puffs, babe. Hey, pretty girl. Hey, pretty girl. Thank you for the gifts, baby. Where else is he? Oh, so it was like the in past lives. So we have temperance in reverse. So this is like you have been giving that wounded healer. Temperance is always known as the wounded healer, but it's like wounded healer giving everything to everyone to feel valid and worthy, and finally saying, no, I am worthy of healing. I am worthy of love. I am worthy of support, stability. Okay? So, baby, we're doing collective energy reads. If he's talking about you, you are, girl. You're worthy because you woke up and you drew breath in your lungs today. And I know that that's a hard battle a lot of days. For Cordell talking about you, if he's talking about you, it's talking about you in like that wounded healer energy of like not nice things to say, but it's coming from a place of being hurt. And that's a him problem, not a you problem. You are worthy of being treated fairly and beautifully. Okay? Let us see what other energies that we need. I'm Lara Joe, Siren Song Lover. To support me, Cash Tap is for tipping, which is Siren, capital S, Song, capital S, Lover, capital L. To book one-on-ones with me is Ko-Fi, which is ko-fi.com/Siren Song Lover. Let's see, the Emperor in reverse. Excuse me, pardon me. Thank you for the roses, baby. Emperor in reverse. This is a masculine energy that doesn't know what he wants. And you do not want a man that doesn't know how to lead, because he will lead you straight to hell. Especially with the devil and finances out here. So if he is in that wounded healer, and this is all fire energy because Emperor is Aries. So if he is flipped upside down and not in his, like, this is that distorted energy. It's that energy of like, this is when men become princesses. Like, they want to be treated like the girl. And you have to say no. No, because this is not, like, women are meant to multiply, right? Our job is to receive, to be receptive, to be, and I'm not talking about even in a, but it's like we multiply where everything we're given. So if we're given hell, we multiply it. And with a masculine that, like I say, in that imbalance, in that upside down position, we're going to make his life hell. And that's his own doing because he gave us hell. So knowing that, hey, we have got to be done. Tyrion, with Danielle, you have to say no. No more. Be like, done. You have to stand up and say, I'm done with you using me, period. Don't answer the phone. Don't answer the door. Say good day. Okay? This is a collective energy read. I'm Lara Joe, Siren Song Lover. We do Reiki, sound therapy, inner child healing, PTSD healing, all that jazz. You want it, we got it. We have mediumship. Ancestors are chatty. They love to come through. Okay, babes. Ooh, okay. So 5 of Wands. You've been dealing with everybody else's passions, right? Page of Swords. This has left you feeling like you were 8 years old and couldn't defend yourself. It's like, yeah, you had a snazzy comeback. You know how you always think of like the perfect comeback, like after the fact? This is where you were at. It's like you couldn't actually speak your mind when you were a little kid, and you're still carrying those wounds. And baby, it is time, because I'm going to tell you, we have 7 of Wands and Queen of Swords. So when you finally say, those are your passions, not mine, and I'm no longer going to fuel them, I'm no longer going to be the pay pig, no. You step into that Queen, my stomach is growling, Queen of Swords. And she's known as the Widow Queen because she don't play. She's like, you know what, goodbye. And this is that Warrior Queen energy. And here's the thing with the Warrior Queen. Yes, she's skilled at fighting, yet she knows the cost of war, so she will choose peace. Yet when you hit that hairpin trigger, no, she's going to show you why she values peace. So going, like I say, this is that childhood and patterning of being stuck in like, I can't defend myself, to I'm going to determine what's mine, burn all the rest, and step into my queendom and wear my crown. Right? Because your crown is also your divinity. That's your clarity, your knowledge. That's your spiritual source. So when you step in your crown, you say, you know what? It's almost like, here's the line my daughter gave me. She was talking about from a TV show where it's like she was approaching the bench and she's all, may I approach the bitch? And Queen of Swords is she sits very empowered, and people have to actually ask her to approach. because she can literally say no and yes. And that's what you are, and that's what you're meant to set in, is to be able to say, I can cut off anything and anyone from my life at my discretion, because it's my life. And I know that that person, that place, that thing is only going to bring me heartache, dis-ease, disease, war, pain, tears. So be fierce. Okay? You're not a little babes anymore. You can protect yourself. You are a big boy. You are a big girl. You got that big boy, big girl mouth. You can open your throat chakra. Okay? My back all of a sudden decided it wanted to tense up. Okay. I got two Love Oracle decks out. Let me see. I'm going to see if there's any else in here. Otherwise, it might be time to switch decks, since I'm seeing them in my periphery. Okay, so we're gonna pull, if this was a conversation between you and someone you're missing, let us see what would be said. Cards are flying, which is always a humorous thing. Okay, I'm working on myself so I can give you the love and relationship you deserve. This is saying that if people want to be in our perimeter, they have to rise up. So yes, they are working on themselves so they can give you the love and relationship you deserve. Negotiate the hell out of this. Ask for them to rise up. Yep. And then, I'm trying to move on, but thoughts of you still linger and I can't control them. This is more, I always look at these kind of like, yes, you can put them either or, but it's kind of like that masculine with the feminine energy. So love that they came out together. So I'm trying to move on, but thoughts of you linger and I can't control them. I have stories for days on that too. People that I'm like, I'm never going to think about them again. And then they slip into my subconscious right as I'm falling asleep. And I'm like, damn you. You weren't supposed to be here. Okay. Did y'all see those fly? I see you in the face of strangers. You are always with me. Yeah. I know. Mrs. Green. And that's also where we start saying, okay, so before you go to sleep, you can try this tonight. And it's a fun exercise. Is before you go to sleep, ask your angel, like mine a lot of times is Michael, and that's a story, but ask them to wrap you in golden angel wings, and anyone that crosses your dreams that is not for your highest good, their cords are to be severed. So that's what I love to do. If I know like a night I'm going to be under heavy attack or I feel it, I'll ask to be wrapped in golden angel light, and like I say, I imagine like it's wings wrapping around me and kind of cocooning me, and asking them to cut any of the cords of anyone that tries to trespass while we are sleeping. Because then they may show up, but they may show up less and less until they don't anymore. Okay? So yeah. Lara with all the hot tea on how to find the love and the divinity. Yep, you can do that. You can also put eggs under your bed, obviously for just a night or two. I don't remember I think you put them at your feet. You can also take and put, if you have Psalms, remember I showed you the Psalms book, you can take Psalms and with scissors open, and I think it's 91, and we've talked about 91, put that under your bed too. So there's a ton of tricks on how we can help you kind of clear up that sleep space. That's also, remember how I said with sleep, like they come to get us in our sleep? That's why the gridding of the rooms, like putting the stones in each of the corners and each of the corners of the house and all that jazz, because that also helps like filter out a lot of the dream interferers. And then when you're really specifically under attack, then yes, we go for the extra. Yeah. And I love to do, so a lot of it starts in your mind. That's why I say, visualize and feel, because you will actually, when you ask them to wrap you, you'll feel golden, you'll feel warm and fuzzy and like you are sleeping with the angels, because it's true. And it's really fucking cool. I've done it a lot. And the last few days, I've been doing a lot of work with the masculine, and that's been if I can't even explain like all of the things that have been happening with the divine masculine energy that I've been working with heavy the last few days, but there's some big changes and rumblings and things happening behind the scenes. So get fucking excited. That's what I want to tell you guys. Get fucking excited. Like, we're doing the thing, okay? Letting you go was the worst decision I made. Hiya. And I should have believed in you. You always had my best interests at heart. Yup. So yes, they let go of you, but we should have believed in each other. Okay? And you can also send that love to your masculine. I actually beg that you do, because if they're under heavy spell work, if they can't get to you, they'll get to your masculine. So sending that hedge of protection over to your masculine, to your children, extending that angelic love to them so that they're covered too. This is the twin flames and separation messages. This is like that person that we're dreaming of. If they could have that conversation with you, this is what you guys would say back and forth to each other. I want to hold you again. I need to feel your body next to mine. Okay, so they're not as cold, heartless, detached as they told you they were. So, all right, I'm Lara Jo, Siren Song Lover. We're doing collective energy reads. If you would like to tip your favorite tarot reader, it is greatly needed, appreciated. I have some really big bills coming up that I need super help with because I had emergencies. That can be... so Sarah, that's what I'm getting into right now. That's done. One-on-one is booked and paid. And that's through Ko-Fi, which is ko-fi.com/Siren Song Lover. To tip is just through Cash App, which is Siren, capital S, Song, capital S, Lover, capital L. So one-on-one read is booked and busy. This is collective, okay? Can you let go of the past and forgive me? Can you trust me again with your heart? Baby, thank you for dropping in. I appreciate your love. I appreciate your support. I'll be sending love and spiciness from my corner of the world to you and baby girl. So please be safe. I'll catch you. All right. Let us see. So any other messages? We have, I still have dreams about you and our happy times together. Yeah. I still have dreams about you and our happy times together. Okay, and letting you down was the worst decision I made. Yes, so we're still dreaming our lover, and our lover is in regret for it, right? Like, they knew they shouldn't have walked away. They knew you were a good thing, yet they got in that grass is greener mindset. Well, they're going to realize not everyone can be replaced. Like, you are the diamond in the rough, okay? You're not common. You're not regular, degular. You're top tier special, okay? I didn't realize I love you until it's too late. I'm so sorry. Yes, no, this, again, he, she, they, you know, realize they lost 80% for 20%, or even a 90% for 10%, so. Yet, if they truly want to come back to you, their apology has to be louder than their disrespect was. Please know, if anybody ever did you wrong, and apologies are being accountable, financial recompensation, doing the right thing, okay? So we don't let people back in our lives after they did us wrong unless their apology is greater than their disrespect. And if it was a public disrespect, that apology has got to be for all the world to see. Because you are a solid one, you're the real deal, and them being crappy, they have to pay for that, not you, okay? And if they can't, that's fine. Keep moving, okay? All right, we'll take these two. I knew you were right, but couldn't admit it to myself. Would I be rejected if I contact you? Do you still want me? Okay, well, we have questions. All right, let's see if there's any other messages in here. Otherwise, we may end up switching decks. Hello, Debbie. How are you doing? I was down for the count yesterday, really sick. I was actually really sick the last few days. So I know I've been short, babe. It's because I've been really freaking sick myself. So today, back on my bullshit. That's the deal. We get back on our bullshit, right? And that's the part in life. When life knocks you down, and you're on your back, turn over, look up at the sky, rest, breathe, Get up. You may have mud in your teeth, but then you can tell life, like, hey, you hit like a bitch, and keep going. Be back on your bullshit. Okay? Would I be rejected if I contacted you? Do you still want me? Ooh. That's got to be on your side, babes, because everybody else has been getting sound. So. You were my best friend, and I cherish our friendship above all others. You were my home, and now I feel like I'm out in the cold. I'm going to go back because I'm sad that you didn't hear that. I was trying to say, girl, I've been really sick the last 2 days, so I know I've been kind of short with you, but that's because I've been sick as well. But we got to get back up. We got to, tell life that it's nothing, okay? I love you, but I'm afraid to reach out and have you reject me. Well, they're going to have to get over that fear. It's easier being with someone from my world. This is from us, though. It's easier to be with people that understand us than to be with a man that we have to fit into their box, okay? I keep track of you from afar by looking you up online. Yeah, you just have to rest and get back up. Girl, I was sicker than a dog the last 2 days. And I did what I was guided to, and even though I was sicker than a dog yesterday, I was doing a lot of work behind the scenes for the collective, including being up till 3 a.m, editing videos for release. So you'll get out of the dark, but you have to rest. It's like when life knocks you down, turn over on your back, look up at the sky, rest, and then get back up until life hits like a bitch. Okay? So rest, breathe. Yeah. So when you get back up, tell life, like I say, spit the mud out of your mouth, be like, you hit like a bitch, and keep going. Be back on your bullshit. That's what I have to say about myself, because people are like, don't you ever give up? I'm like, nope, it may knock me down, but I'm going to get back up, and I'll be back on my bullshit again. So, yeah. Girl, life is endurance. I know you're tired of enduring, but you've gotten this far because you've gotten this far. Like, you have carried yourself through your darkest days. You have been sick before. You've been in the dark before, and you've still made it to this point. You've still gotten out of it every time. And I know you have a long life I know you've lived a long life, so you have to look at your track record, girl. Okay? So I know it feels hard. I know it feels scary. You've gotten through bigger things than this before. So rest, cry, scream, and then get back up. And again, tell life. Be like, really? That was a bitch hit kind of thing. Yeah, life's going to get you. And I'm going to use 2 cliche quotes, right? It doesn't matter how hard, how many hits you take, it's how hard you can, I don't know. You have to realize, you're tougher than whatever's coming at you. You always have been. And I guarantee you've been that soul that nothing could actually stop you. So I know you're tired, but you rest, breathe, drink water, meditate. I know I say that on repeat for a reason, right? When we get hard, when we get sick, when we get anything, breathe, rest, drink water, meditate. So I have to do it myself. I had to do that yesterday. Like I say, I was working my ass off doing things behind the scenes for the collective, sicker than a dog. Yeah. And I went very dark too. That's why the other day, Monday, you would text me, and I know I was really short, but I was in the dark too. Incredibly in the dark. And in an incredibly hard mental space. And so I get it. But that's also why I give you guys the tools to be like, okay, if you're in a dark place, you have the tools. You have all those tools right in front of you, right? Water is readily available. You can make your breathing. You control your breathing. You can stop, even if it's for 30 seconds, and rest and refocus your mind. Okay, that's why when you guys go dark, I try so hard to give you the tools, so that you're not completely lost, so that you can get out of the dark too. Because I was in the dark. I showed up again, right? I was in a really, really dark place. You were in the dark. You showed up again, right? So we find our way back to the light. But sometimes you have to take that rest. Yeah. I know, babe. And that's all you can do is deep breathe. And we'll get into some more breathing practices down the road. I I look forward to doing, more work with you guys, because we're going to get into breathing. That's also why I dropped the technique the other day for resetting your nervous system. That's why I dropped those with the breathing and the nervous system and the intuition wake up, right? Because I wanted to give you guys easy bite-sized tips on how to re-regulate yourself, even if it's 30 seconds. That was the whole point of that, okay? I give all these tools because if I'm not available or if you're in a pinch, like, they're there for you, okay? Like I say, I go through dark periods too, and I dare to say that I get hit with them a lot harder because I get them, and then the collective kind of gets like the